So I just sat here and recorded a nice 20-minute news update video thingy for today. Turns out I didn't turn on the camera. Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and it is time for take 2 of our news update video thingy for Monday, August 8th. So hopefully I can get all the information out as I did last time. You know what's really bad? I felt that was a really good recording, and there are times when I have bad recordings and I go back and have to fix them up. I gotta do this whole thing all over again. Anyway, let's do the best that we can. So, for the start of this news update video thingy, I will mention, as per usual, I have not 1, but 2 booster packs of Pokemon TCG that I'll be opening up towards the end of the video. And as always, chance to win the code cards that I pull out of these packs are going to go to you folks out there by answering the question of the day that I have for you towards the end of the video. As you'll see, it's more of a question of the week this time around, though, and I'll explain why as we get to that. But we're going to start by going over last week's question of the day. That question was, what are you most excited for in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon? Now, last week was when they dropped us that new trailer of new forms, Z-Powers, riding on Pokemon, more new Pokemon have been revealed. There was so much they gave us, and I was most hyped up with new forms, and I want to see what new forms of other Pokemon we're going to be getting. But the question was to you folks out there, and the winner of last week's Primal Clash Pokemon TCG online code card was a viewer named Unknown Spike, and Unknown Spike says, I am most excited for the new forms. Pokemon Riding, Battle Royal, new Pokemon, Trials, Z-Powers, and Starters Evolutions. That's a lot of things to be most excited for, but as I said in a comment response, it is hard to pick one out of those things to be most excited for, because there is so much cool stuff coming in Sun and Moon. It's like the whole world of Pokemon feels like it's changing, and will it be for the one generation? Is it going to be something that's going to continue on after that? Who knows? We're going to find out anyway when Sun and Moon come out in November. But once again, congratulations to Unknown Spike for winning the Primal Clash code card from last week. Again, you have a chance to win these 2 code cards, or you have a chance to win 1, because I spread it out across 2 people. But you have a chance to win a code card from these 2 packs, answering the question I'll give you towards the end of the video as I open up the packs. But we got a lot of news to get through. First of all, now that we are into the month of August, it is time for Arceus to take the spotlight for the Pokemon 20 celebration. The Alpha Pokemon is the spotlight Pokemon for this month. So, from the August 1st to the August 24th, you can get a code card at participating GameStop stores in the US or EB Games in Canada. You'll get that code to download a copy of Arceus into your own Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire game or X and Y. I went over last week the moveset and such that it comes with. It's at level 100, the multi-type ability. I know it's got Judgment, Hyper Beam, I think, Perish Song. There was one more, I can't recall. Feel free to go back and check out last week's news update if you're curious, or just go to Pokemon.com/20, check out where it says, I think, Get Mythical Pokemon, and you'll see the information for Arceus plus the other mythical ones coming later in the year. Now, you can also pick up some EB Games or GameStop exclusive items, an 8-inch crushed velvet plush of Arceus, as well as a 2-inch Arceus figure, which they say has, like, I think it's called a pearlescent finish, which I'm not sure what that means exactly, but I'm sure it looks pretty fancy. Plus, it comes with a Master Ball as well. And in addition to that, of course, you can pick up the Arceus Mythical Pokemon Collection for Pokemon TCG, which I currently have. And as I like to mention, I keep these mythical collections on the dresser behind me here as we hit landmark subscriber counts on the channel. When we hit 800 subscribers, which we are very close to doing, we're at 794 when I checked this morning. Once we hit 800, I'll be doing an unboxing video for this card, for this pack, on the next news update video that I do, which will be next Monday if we do hit 800 by then. And as I like to do, the code card that comes in here is going to go to a lucky viewer out there that answers that question of the day. I didn't mention, but you do get the special foil promo card of Arceus in this pack. You get 2 TCG Generations booster packs, the code card, of course, and a special pin that you can wear. And the online code gives you all that except the pin. But you do get card sleeves and a deck box, I believe, featuring Arceus for the online game. So as I say, if we hit 800 subscribers, that will be an unboxing on the video for next week. And as you see back here, I still have the Venusaur EX Red and Blue collection. I've been holding on to these big ones for if I hit 1,000 subscribers, at which point I'll do an unboxing video for this as well, give that code card out. But I also, as I've said before, want to do a special mail out of a second copy of this collection as a landmark 1,000 subscriber bonus sort of a thing. And one lucky viewer that answers that question of the day will get a physical copy of the latest Pokemon EX Red and Blue Collection box if and when we hit 1,000 subscribers, if the Pokemon 20 celebration is still going on. So if you're not subscribed currently on the channel, feel free to do so, and feel free to let your friends know that if they subscribe also, we'll get closer to those landmark goals of certain subscriber counts, and so many giveaways are going to be happening. So that is for Arceus, big celebration for Pokemon 20. Currently in Pokemon Shuffle, there's a couple special stages on the go. First, well, they're both ending on Tuesday, August 16th. First one up is Reshiram, the legendary dragon from Unova. If you defeat Reshiram in a standard encounter and capture it, later go back in and defeat it again, it may drop a Reshiram skill booster item you can use in later battles that you bring Reshiram into. Also available until Tuesday, August 16th, in a timed battle, Ash-Greninja. It has appeared in Shuffle. I think it's been in there before, but it is back again. And as I say, timed battle, so you have a time limit to try to defeat this Pokemon and capture it. If you do, and then later go back in and defeat it again, it may drop an Ash-Greninja skill booster item. So a couple special stages going on in Shuffle. Now, in the world of the video game world and Pokemon as a whole, not just video game, yeah, this is more world-encompassing for Pokemon. This was supposed to be mentioned last week because it has been announced on Pokemon.com. I just forgot about it. But it is time to mention the reminder of the World Championships coming up in August 19th to the 21st on that weekend, being held in San Francisco, California. Now, obviously, it's a little too far for me to get there. I do live in Canada, and I don't quite have the money for big travel, big journeys like that. But they do have live coverage going on at Pokemon.com/live. They're going to have 4 separate streams for 4 different kinds of content. One's going to be a general overview content of the weekend. One's going to be focused on the video game battles in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, another stream for the TCG battles, and for a Pokémon tournament as well. All 3 games plus the general coverage are going to be featured on these live streams, and the combined prize pool of the World Championships this year is over $500,000. That's a lot of prize money for a lot of Pokemon gaming. So what I plan to do is watch this coverage, because I will have a lot of time that weekend to be able to sit down and watch this stuff, which last year I didn't have as much time as I wanted to, but I want to do some live tweeting throughout the event and just kind of throw my highlights out there, throw my feedback, and probably then, probably the end of every day, I will do a video to put up on the channel, recapping some of the highlights of the day and just things that kind of blew my mind perhaps. And it's going to be hard for me to try to keep up with 4 streams at the same time, but I'll do what I can. But you're always welcome to go to Pokemon.com/live during the weekend of the event and watch whatever stream you want to do. If you prefer the TCG, just watch that the whole time. And I was wondering if they might try to stagger the events a little bit, like for example, say TCG from say 5 to 6 or something, and then just 6 to 7 do the video games, but that probably wouldn't make sense based on how many competitions and how many competitors there are going to be. You know, they probably have to have all the battles going on as often as they can throughout the entire thing. Anyways, so that is going to be the World Championship coverage. Now, in awesome news, the Sinnoh Classic online competition results have been announced. So in a total of 19,262 participants of the competition, I placed below 18,000. I did terrible in the Sinnoh Classic, but like I said, I didn't have as much time to really fully prepare a team, even though I've said afterwards, you know, I probably wouldn't have done anything different. But anyway, I go into these competitions for fun and just to have a good time. If I win anything, well, I don't even really need to win anything because you get a participation prize just by participating. But I go in for fun and using my guys that are not perfectly, IV bred. They are EV trained, but I don't know. I just went in for fun. My final results were a rating of 1414 points, so 1414, and I didn't do good, as I said, but I enjoyed myself, and I did get the participation prize of Cynthia's Garchomp, which we will take a look at quickly right now. As you can see on screen, it comes in at level 66, and it's got the moveset of Dragon Rush, Earthquake, Brick Break, and Giga Impact, holding Citrus Berry to heal back some HP if it gets hurt. And this one in particular is an Impish Nature, which you can see is a boost to the defense while lowering special attack, which I'm totally okay with. Special attack is not really what Garchomp focuses on anyway, so getting a nice defense boost while lowering an attack, lowering a stat you're not going to really care about is pretty nice. Now I did check with the potential judge in the Battle Resort. This particular Garchomp has max IVs for HP, attack, and defense. Now of course, for those of you that want some impressive perfect IVs for your Pokemon, once Sun and Moon do come out, the Hyper Training, we believe, is going to be a way to improve and increase and maybe max out your Pokemon's IVs if they're at level 100. So Pokemon like that already have 3 perfect IVs, you're probably welcome to go ahead and hyper train them to get max IVs all around. I've said that before, I'm not really that interested in max IV training my Pokemon from previous generations because it's going to change who they are and the losses they've had along the way. It's like, would they have lost if they had perfect IVs? I don't know. So, that being the case, I might mix things up a little bit in the future, and Pokemon that we've been given that generally I've noticed that the participation prize Pokemon tend to have 3 perfect IVs at least, so I might go ahead and do some hyper training for those Pokemon, just in the sense that I don't have as strong of a connection with them as I do with my classic guys. So I can use them purely for battling. I've got the Garchomp now, Lance's Dragonite from the Kanto Classic, and Whitney's Miltank from the Johto Classic. I might mix things up in the future, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that is my copy of Cynthia's Garchomp, and now we're going to take a quick look on Pokemon.com, actually Pokemon Global Link. As you can see here, you can get a nice breakdown of the competition, and this is for all past competitions as well. You can see what the overall ranking was, the top points, 1907 points. That's a lot of points to earn in the competition. And you can scroll down, it shows you a nice breakdown of the Pokemon used in the competition, and if you click on, for example, Garchomp was most used, it shows you, once it loads up, the moveset, or for example, the most often that the Pokemon had this. So 97.4% of all Garchomp used had Earthquake, 66.4% had Dragon Claw. And it also shows you the top 10 Pokemon featured in the battle box with this Pokemon on a team. You can see what the most often used ability was, the nature. Most of them were Jolly, which is a boost to the speed while lowering special attack. Most often held item, so you can get a lot of good comprehensive information. When victorious, what Pokemon did this Garchomp knock out, and what attack did it use? And when Garchomp was defeated, how often did each Pokemon defeat it, and what attack defeated it most often? So, it doesn't help you in the competition that just went by, of course, but it can help you possibly come up with some cool strategies for future battles in other online competitions. Now, the global link itself is going to be going down, I believe, towards the end of October as they prepare for Sun and Moon, but I'm sure when it comes back, they're going to have this kind of stuff back up again for the Sun and Moon online competitions, and give you some nice breakdown information of what kind of Pokemon you'll be looking at, movesets, all that good stuff. So Pokemon Global Link is a good resource for you to use if you want to learn more about what kind of Pokemon to use and what kind of movesets to give them. For example, what you can do is look at that Garchomp and say, so do I want to use the Garchomp everyone else was using because it performed so well? Blah, blah, blah. Because it performed so well, or do I want to think of something that can counter against that Garchomp because everyone was using it? So there's 2 ways you can go about that. There's probably more than just 2 ways though, but those are 2 examples of things that you can do for the Pokemon Global Link. Anyway, moving on, I think that covers everything thus far. Now for the Steam Siege expansion of Pokemon TCG, in honor of that, they are going to be releasing in October Volcanion for our video games. Now, it's going to be another code card distribution through GameStop in the US, and I would assume EB Games in Canada as well. You get a code to download a level 70 Volcanion into your game. It is, of course, the first fire and water type in the video games. It's got the Water Absorb ability, and the moveset is Steam Eruption, Flamethrower, Hydro Pump, and Explosion. This Volcanion will also come in holding the Assault Vest item as well to boost its special defense while preventing it from using anything but an offensive move, and that's all it has, so that's pretty good. So, in October, you can pick up that code card from your local GameStop or EB Games store and get yourselves a Volcanion. If you don't already have one, it's going to add another page into your Pokedex and give you a nice legendary Pokemon as well. Now, you can also access a couple of in-game secrets if you have this Volcanion in your party. In X and Y, you go to, I think it's the Lumiose Gazette, like the newspaper there in Lumiose City, and you'll be able to see some news clippings from, I think this said 15 years ago, about Volcanion. But if you go into Jubilife, Mauville Studios, the TV studio in Mauville City, you can talk to somebody there with Volcanion in your party, and you get to see some sort of a video clip, I guess, of Volcanion taken years back. So I'm not exactly sure what these events are, but they're going to be cool to see once you get Volcanion on your team. Now, the only other thing to mention for the video game world is on Wii U Virtual Console, another Pokemon Ranger game has been released. It is Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia, originally released back on November 10th in 2008. So if you haven't played a Pokemon Ranger game before, you can go ahead and download that and see what Ranger is all about. I remember back in the day, there was a way you could only get, I think, Manaphy from Pokemon Ranger sent over to your DS games, Gen 4, and then you could breed it with Ditto to get a Phione. So it's kind of cool. I don't think they're going to have that connectivity in that this time around, but maybe they will. I don't know. But anyway, that is going to be all for the news update. Let's prepare to pop open the Roaring Skies and Ancient Origins booster packs. I don't think I mentioned what packs I had this week, unfortunately, but I did the first recording, of course. But anyway, Ancient Origins and Roaring Skies, we're going to open these up in a moment. But the question of the day, which as I said is more of a question of the week this time, because I'm going to stretch it out across several videos. The reason is, I want to get some feedback from everybody out there on what most people come here to this channel for. Now, the question of the week, or question of the day, whatever, is, of all the series here on the channel, hang on, how did I word this? Because I didn't write it down. In fact, I'm just going to look it up on my computer. I want to make sure I say it exactly as I have it in the little ticker tape thing across. So, what video series on this channel is your favorite to watch? And when I say that, I'm referring to either the news updates, the Let's Plays, for example, Pokemon Silver on the go right now, the Pokemon Go footage that I'm having every week, we got the TCG battles and the Wi-Fi battles, which I'm currently not doing, unless, outside of any online competitions. So of those 5 different kind of series that I put up, the news, Pokemon Go, TCG, Let's Plays, and Wi-Fi battles, which are your favorite or favorites to watch? Basically, I just want to get some feedback from everybody there to see if one thing is a lot more popular than the other. I might start doing more of that kind of an update, right? For example, more TCG battles or something like that. And if that's what you guys want to see, I want to provide the footage you guys come here to see. So just let me know which of your series or series are your favorites to watch. Use the hashtag QOTD in the comment as you answer the question. And on Sunday, which is August 14th coming up, go into the running to get one of these code cards. I'm going to pull out of these packs that I open up in just a moment. And hopefully I get some really cool cards out of these. So let's begin. So let's now pop these 2 packs open. I'm going to start with the older set of Roaring Skies. And what do you think the chances are I'm going to get a nice Full Art Shaman EX? What do you think? I think the chances are pretty slim myself. But we're going to find out as I grab the code card and slide that to the side until August 14th for your chance to win that one. Alright, so, starting with the common cards of Roaring Skies, just make sure we're focused in on the cards here. Starting off with an Execute, we have a Tailo, an Electrike, Bagon, and an Nincada. So the uncommons begin. We have an Unpheasant. I really like that attack, Strong Winds. Shuffle all cards attached to each player's Pokemon into that player's deck. It's kind of crazy. All your energy, all your tools are going to be shuffled back in. Next we have a Manectric to go with that Electrike we just got. Also get a Trainer's Mail. It's a very popular card. I'm glad to get that. I don't usually use them, but I could always trade this one for something else. Next we see the reverse foil card is going to be a Revive. Nice and shiny Revive. And the rare card of Roaring Skies is an Articuno, which you can get out of the theme deck, I believe. What was it called? Aurora Blast, I believe? And find ice, search your deck for up to 3 water energy cards, reveal them, put them into your hand. Freezing Wind can do 100 damage. Now, I like the find ice for the sake that you can thin out your deck, and if you had the Blastoise with the, I think it's Deluge ability, that would be really useful. You can grab 3 water energy, and on the next turn, play them all right now, thanks to the ability of Blastoise. So that was the Roaring Skies. Now let's check out the Ancient Origins with the Mega Tyranitar on the pack. Once again, grab the code card. And off to the side it goes. Now let's see what our luck has for us in store for Ancient Origins. So starting off with the commons, of course, of Malamar. I like the Trash Tentacle for 30 damage and put a card from your discard pile into your hand. Take back anything you might happen to need that turn. Next is a Golett with Smash Punch. We have a Ralts. Persian. So that's 2 evolved Pokemon, 2 stage 1s that are common in this expansion, which was kind of cool. And Unknown, another popular card for the Farewell Letter ability. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon's on the bench, you may discard it, and all cards attached to it. If you do, draw a card. It doesn't count as a knockout either, so this can help you speed through your deck a little bit. Next, we have the uncommon, starting with an Energy Recycler, shuffling 5 basic energy cards from discard pile back to the deck. We have a Whimsicott. We have a Tyranitar Spirit Link to match the Mega Tyranitar on the pack. Reverse foil card is going to be a Combee with a massive Bug Bite for 10. Alright, and the rare card is going to be Metagross with the Theta Double Ancient Trait. This Pokemon can have 2 tools attached. And Machine Gun Stomp, 20 plus, this does 10 more damage for each card in your hand. Guard Press does 80, and during your opponent's next turn, any damage done to this Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 20 after weakness and resistance. So those are the cards that I got. Again, for your chance to win one of these 2 code cards, I'm going to draw 4 on August 14th, this coming Sunday. Just answer the question with the hashtag QOTD in the comment. And remember, you have a chance, so I didn't mention this, but if you answer the question multiple times on different videos, I'm only going to consider one username per answer of the question, for example. So if you go to the TCG video this week and answer the question there, if it's the same username, I'm just going to consider it one entry for both responses. But that question of the day / week is, what video series on this channel is your favorite to watch? That being the news updates, Let's Plays, Pokemon Go, Pokemon TCG, or the Wi-Fi battles. Just answer that question down below with hashtag QOTD, or I guess this week I'll accept QOTW as well. Either way, put the hashtag in there as I do a search for the comments, and you'll go into the running for one of these 2 code cards I'll draw on Sunday, August 14th. With all that being said, I want to say thank you for checking out the news update video today, folks. Hopefully the audio quality was pretty good, because this is the first time I'm trying the headset with the news update, and I've been seeing I'm getting some pretty good audio quality. My speaking quality is not that good, but the audio quality that I do speak is picked up pretty well with my setup that I have for like the Let's Plays and the TCG, so I might be doing this in the future if this sounds good enough. Anyway, that being the case, I want to say thank you once again for checking out the news update video, everybody, and I'll catch you next time.